Hello everyone. I have not posted a video in a couple of days. I apologize for that. I wouldn't necessarily say that I've been busy on a level that other people would call busy, but for me I was busy. Had a little bit of some stuff I was dealing with and things like that. So today I'm a little out of my usual comfort zone. I decided to be a little more open with my weight gain. If you've known me for a long time, or even just a little bit of time, even just a year, you'll know that I've had a weight problem for a long time. And it's not so much what I would call a mainstream type of weight problem, because to me it seems like today people are more concerned with losing weight, whereas I am concerned with gaining weight. So I've been gaining weight. You can see. Can't see my ribs anymore. I got a little bit of squishy on my tummy. My arms look like arms, not like, whatever that was before. I mean, they were arms. They were just like itty bitty. Okay, so I'm gonna pull from my angel deck first today. I do have my coffee sitting right down there on the floor. I kicked it over so I don't set it by me anymore. I set it out away from my legs. So I don't want to kick it over. I don't like that. That's made for a sticky mess. So most of you know that I am working on trying to move. And the people who are closer to me know that my birthday is coming up. I'm not going to say when it is. It's a very personal day for me. It is one that other people want to sit and celebrate, but I want to sit and reflect. So I think today that's what we're going to talk about, is it's how we reflect over the years of our lives, over the expansion of it, or expanse, whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say. And this is why I say that I'm the everyday tarot, because I'm just me reading the cards, going off of the message that is there on the card, or with the card, or the feeling that it's making me feel. If you're someone particularly close to me, I connect with your loved ones, and I can I can relay message to you from, spirit. And this morning I was on the phone with my best friend, and she's going through quite a bit right now, and her grandmother came through, and I always know when it's someone else, when I can hear what's being said, but it's not, and it's coming out of my body and in my voice, but it's not of my thoughts. Sometimes it comes out really fast and really jumbled, because it's, I said I'm a mouthpiece, and that's the way I look at it, more like a speaker. So sometimes the message will get a little jumbled, but it's okay. Alright, so the first card, we have Aurora. You are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend, because others will soon become inspired by your example. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and show you. Wow. I'm trying to block that window. Not working very well. Anyway, there you go. Now, what this card can mean is that you're starting to get what you thought you were going to get out of life. You're starting to reach that goal. And this may rub other people the wrong way. There may be some jealousy. There may be some, definitely jealousy, envy, coveting, the way, any way you want to put it. There are going to be those people who are not happy about your success, which is fine. You don't necessarily need the approval of others. Just by doing what it is that you're choosing to do is going to inspire others. And I'm saying this way because there's only a certain number of you that are actually going to watch this video. Okay? And I say that because I am still new. People don't necessarily know who I am yet, but that's a yet. People will. Okay, see, the sun's starting to come out. I take that as a good sign. It's a very cloudy, overcast day today. The video is a bit dark. As you can tell by the light, it's kind of coming in and out. I have wrist problem. I couldn't find my little clippy thing, so I tied it, kind of. Don't worry, it's fine. My hand just hurts a little bit. I've been working on my own deck. I will, once I've completed it, I will show you. Okay. Next we have Maya. Schooling, study, and education helps your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. That's funny because I was just talking about I was working on my deck, and that it required a lot of study, a lot of research. There were quite a few late nights that I just sat in the quiet and did my research and made my notes and things like that. I do my research on the internet right now because that is what I have available to me. But I take notes from all different things. I'm very much an cover all of the bases type person. I try to do that in my everyday life. I try to usually have some sort of a backup plan. Like if it doesn't go this way, then I need for it to go this way. There's someone outside, I think. Okay. I had a reading earlier and she just happened to pop in my mind right now. I don't know necessarily that she will see this. I will send the link. I'm not going to say your name. You know who you are. I pulled Vanessa out of the Angel Oracle deck. And it says, to make your decision, ask yourself which way brings me closer to my divine purpose? Which way takes me away from it? Sometimes you have to ask yourself that question about people, not just situations. This is something that hits kind of close to home because I've been known to get myself into situations that I have a lot of trouble getting out of and that have not brought me to where I need to be. I mean, if you're supposed to be at a certain point, you will get there. It just, the experience will be different, if that makes sense. There's free will and all this, that, and the other thing, but I've said multiple times, if you've watched any of my videos or if you've talked with me at all, especially if it's something about your life's choices, not so much like the little things, but whenever you ask me generally overall in life, I try to make sure that I let everyone know that this life that we live right now is one that we chose before we ever got here. Depending on how old your soul is, depends on how many lives you have lived. And I know to some people that's not going to make any sense. It's kind of like a reincarnation type deal, but it's also a transformation and transmutation. It's a growth. Okay, I have something going on right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab it. So in my research, like I said, I've been making little notes and whatnot, and this one I've had up on my mirror. Okay, now, you're probably not going to be able to read it, so I'll read it. It says, seed equals vulnerable spot. Shit is growth from vulnerable spot. And sunshine is light and joy from growth. Now, I think that's an important analogy to keep in mind, that there are seeds inside of us all. You have to think of yourself kind of like a fruit, okay? So here you are in all your fruity goodness or vegetable-y goodness, whatever has a seed, okay? Pine cone, whatever. All right, I'm not trying to call anybody anything, but here you are with all these seeds, okay? And you have the choice to nurture which seed you want to grow, okay? And I say that because this morning I was talking with my mother. Sorry, my mom. Don't tell her I said mother, because she will get mad at me. She didn't like that. I was talking on the phone with my mom, and we were talking about how long she's been clean. Now, my mom suffered from addiction for a lot of years. And I say a lot of years because it's only been like half her life that she's had a problem with drugs. So, but she's been clean now for 11 years. And I was telling her this morning that she told me that I planted the seed. And I told her, no. What it was is she already had that seed inside of her. That one to say, I've had enough of this and I'm going to be a different person. I'm going to be that person that I truly want to be. Okay? She had that seed inside of her. Her life and the things that were going on in her life was the shit. Okay? The fertilizer. It's what she had to grow from. She had to have that bad in order to realize how good her good was. Okay? The sunshine in that situation would be the conversation that my mom and I had. It was actually in her brother, my uncle's living room. And I told her that if she wanted to be a part of my life or my kids' life that I would one day have, because at that point I had no kids, that she was going to have to change her ways. She was going to have to get clean. Now, nobody's perfect, okay? That's why she said that I put the seed there, but I didn't, okay? I just gave her that, it was like that burst of sunlight, okay? That photosynthesis that helped, it was some. I'm doing a Bork, alright, guys? I'm doing a grow, photosynthesis, that's what happened. My brain just completely went spacey. You have to choose sometimes which seed you want to grow. Which shit is important shit. And where is your support coming from? Where is that sunshine Where's that sunshine coming from? Okay? Who is shining that light for you? Who is helping you with this situation? Who is on your side? Okay? Let's put that away. Alright. I was reading this today. It's the Wild Unknown Tarot Guidebook. Okay. There are a lot of people out there who say if you use the guidebook while you're doing your... Ooh. Okay. There are some people out there who say that if you use your guidebook during readings, then you should not be doing readings. Okay. I've said it multiple times. I have multiple things going on, and I keep the guidebooks close with my decks at all times because something that I've learned over the last year is if it's something important, I'm automatically going to pay attention to it. So sometimes I will be, okay, say I pulled the Daughter of Wands, and it says visionary, passionate, and I'll go through it and I'll read through it real quick, and whatever pops out at me will be what I focus on. Okay? I don't know why I'm necessarily telling you guys that, but that maybe it'll help you to understand, you know. It's all an intuition thing. It's the way I am perceiving it. Ugh, this thing kind of hurts my ears. It's a new little headband thing, and I haven't quite stretched it out enough, I guess. Because if you know me, I like to put it, you know, over my ears, so my ears don't stick out. So I have my leave date. I have 2 jobs set up already, and I'm hoping to find a third. And that's part of what I've been doing the last few days, and why I haven't really posted anything is because I'm trying to prepare myself for this move. And this move is not only important to me, but to my children as well. And not only that, it, on a personal level, is scary because I will be moving out there away from my family, away from my friends, and I will basically have no physical support there, if that makes sense. That the only people that I will have are my children, and they're my children. So I'm sure you can understand where I would not want to put too much on my children. My daughter's really smart and she picks up on quite a bit, and I am very sure my son has some psychic abilities because that kid is... Anyways, we're not going to talk about that right now. There are a lot of things that I believe that I don't necessarily think that other people would believe. And the reason why I say that is because I don't know that I've necessarily found that right audience for it just yet. When I do, I will put it out there. I'm getting this feeling right now that I will say it in a very public setting, and people will hear it, and it will make sense to others, not just myself. But as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep that to myself. So, here we go. We are going to ask our lovely Wild Unknown Tarot cards about how the rest of this week is going to go. Today is Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday. Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords. Okay, now anything that has a butterfly on it, it always makes me think of change. Okay, because a butterfly was not always a butterfly. All right. And the swords, I mean, let's see. That's the 8 of swords. I think I said 8. Okay. I want to read something to you guys real quick. Okay, it says, the swords are the suit of action and intellect, ruled by the element of air. These dynamic cards address change, conflict, and power. They point to constructive and destructive tendencies within us all. A reading dominated by swords indicates a situation of turmoil and distress. Okay, well, hopefully it's just more about the change and not so much about the turmoil and distress. Okay, I really don't want to have a distressy week. That sounds awful. Alright, we've got the 8 of Swords. Now in our book here, it says the 8 of Swords stands for a trapped and powerless feeling. Surrounded by obstacles and threats on all sides, you find yourself the victim. You see no way out, no available choices. Your perceptions are keeping you from opening your wings and taking flight. What keeps you suspended here? Yourself or others? The 8 of Swords demands an answer. You cannot hang here much longer. Okay. I'm getting something. Hold on. Now, to me, I have lots of these books, but the numbers have a certain meaning. Now, 8 is movement, and it's also 8 is movement. It's also change and see, and I've been focusing on my move and stuff. So I cannot hang here much longer. Being here has been like a total energy suck for me, in to put it nicely. It's not been very cool. It is where I woke up, but since I have woke up, or I'm awakened, I've come to terms with being a highly spiritual being. That does all that means is that I can literally feel out a room, and sometimes that can be overwhelming. Okay, I won't lie. Trapped and powerless. Surrounded by obstacles and threats on all sides, you find yourself the victim. I have not been thinking of myself. Okay, I take that back. Earlier this week, I was thinking of myself as the victim. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of thinking, a little bit of meditation, and just kind of sitting with the card, and kind of sitting with its meaning. And for you guys, I guess it would be it's listening to my voice and my interpretations. Sometimes it takes that extra little bit to really understand the message. Okay, so I pulled a Major Arcana card. Anytime you pull a Major Arcana card, it is something that you need to be paying attention to. Hey, yo, you watching? Are you paying attention? Are you listening? Okay, that's what these cards mean. This is a, hey, wake up, look at this, pay attention to me. Alright? I have pulled the Hanged Man. Alright? And we've got 12. So Hanged Man. Sacrifice and letting go. Okay. Okay. Many people talk about the art of letting go, but what does it really mean? How do you achieve it? The Hanged Man has all the answers. He's a master of non-attachment. This card implies there is a sacrifice or a difficult or painful situation coming up in your life. True. Though you naturally want to resist and struggle through it, be more like the Hanged Man. Find stillness. Open your eyes and use this new perspective to learn something. You're stuck here either way. Okay, so what that tells me is that the change that's coming was coming no matter what. And I need to change my perspectives. Okay, I need to look at the situation on a bigger picture and not be quite so focused on one aspect of it. There will be some sadness whenever I go, and there will also be a lot of excitement. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull one more card. And sometimes I will call it a clarity card or a signifier card, and all it really is just like a concreting card. Just okay, so an overall sum it up, conclusion, however you want to see it. Okay. Oh gosh. Alright, so we have another sword, which tells me we've got some, what did we say it was? Change, conflict, power, constructive and destructive tendencies within us all. A reading dominated by swords indicates a situation of turmoil and distress. Okay, so that sounds kind of unfortunate, but it's like my seed, shit, and sun analogy. Okay, so we've got the the 10 of Swords. Okay, now you can't really see it very good, but there it is. 10 of Swords. And it says ruin, rock bottom, melodrama. Woohoo! When the 10 of Swords appears, you finally hit rock bottom. You let others walk all over you while you play the victim. Is it possible that you love the backstabbing and drama too much to move forward without it? If not for drama, what would you focus on? It's time to find out. Okay, now that card is, the imagery on it is pretty graphic. I won't lie to you. If you have this deck on your own, you can see... Oh, I can't with that thing anymore. It's really cute, but it hurts my ears. Yeah. Alright, so you can, if you have your own, you can see in the detail, like the animal, you know, it's a cow with the sword through the eyes, and it's got 9 more in its back. And it's very, very graphic. But this card, when I see this card, it reminds me again of the choices. We have the choice on who we are around. We have the choice on how we respond. We are responsible for the way we respond. Okay? A lot of people feel like, oh, if I don't say it, then it, you know, it's not going to get said, and it needs to be said. Like, I can go on for days on this one. You know, it's something I'm passionate about, and I'm going to say something, and it's this or it's that. Okay, you really need to stop and ask yourself, if what you have to say is going to be helpful not only to you, but to other people. And, well, my rest of my week looks like it might have some ups and downs. It's some change, and change is always good. Okay? It doesn't mean that it's always comfortable, and it doesn't mean that we're always gonna like it necessarily, but some change sometimes is inevitable, and it will happen. And it's up to you to flow with it or try to swim against it. Obviously, my advice to you is to try to flow with it, but nobody's perfect. And we may sometimes be thinking that it's supposed to go one way and it's really going to go another way. So keep that in mind. Okay? Sometimes you don't know the answer. Sometimes when you put it out there in the universe that you want this, that, or the other, it's bringing it to you, just not in a way that you expected. Keep your eyes open and be open to change. Okay? We pulled a lot of change cards and high power cards and keep moving forward cards today. And don't get stuck in the drama of things. Don't let your everyday life be what controls you, if that makes sense. When you stop to think of something, don't think of it as of today. Think of it as next week, next month, next year, 5 years from now. Okay? Always be thinking ahead. The time that we have right now is all that's really here. But we can change how the time we have in the future is going to be with what we do with our time now. Okay? Alright. I hope you guys have had a good time watching. I hope it wasn't too confusing. I've got a lot buzzing around my head. Like I said, my birthday is later on in this week, and I'm trying to do a lot of reflecting. Okay? So when it brings up the rock bottom and the ruin and the melodrama and the change that's coming, it very well could be that I have to forgive and move forward and actually really let go of something that I had felt that I had let go of, but when I think about it, I still have not. It's not going to be easy, and I think that these cards are encouraging me to continue to move forward. Okay? To not so much forgive and forget, but to learn to be more compassionate and more open to the world around me right now. Okay? If you have any questions, if you would like a reading, anything else like that, you can subscribe. You can send me a message on Facebook. I got Facebook. I have Instagram. I have Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube. I have a lot. Okay, so I'm sure you can find me, and if you really want, I can give you either my email address or my cell phone number. I do ask for no phone calls, though. I do not like to talk on the phone. I'm very much a texter. I like to write things out. That's how everything works the best for me. These videos are hard for me to make because I can see the words clearly, but that does not necessarily mean that I can speak them clearly. So sometimes my readings that I do for everybody via Messenger, private messenger, direct message, text message, okay, all of the messages are a lot more in detail, and you have it there so that you can go back and you can reflect on. Okay, and if you're using something like Facebook, the messages will stay there unless you delete them. Okay, I will tell you, if you do end up asking for my phone number, and if you do try to call me, I will not answer. Okay. But if you text me, I promise I will answer. I'm not usually super duper busy, and I usually have my phone on me, and it's usually charged. I try to make sure that I keep it pretty charged up. Every once in a while, though, I'll be out and be on it a lot, and it will die. So, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your connection today. And I'll see you again maybe later today. Who knows? Have a nice day.